Time for some wine.
You couldn't hear me, could you? You couldn't hear it?
What did you say?
I said some really nice stuff about you, but you know what? I don't mind repeating it.
I'll rewatch later.
No, I don't mind repeating. Hey, Nora. Hey, Nora. I was saying some really sweet nothings until Renee. Renee was like, she couldn't hear me.
You look sweet saying
And
it
look,
though. I can
and I'm
feel
gonna go ahead and tell you, she was beautiful though. She had that beautiful look. She was like, but anyway, this is Evolving Always Productions, where we help people to evolve mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. We have the phenomenal Renee Suter who helps you with all of these things. We're going to find out about her journey. She's a phenomenal individual. She's beautiful inside and out. I
it.
mean, she's just an incredible individual. If you're not following her on Fashion Drift 2018, you're making a huge mistake. When I say a huge one. And Noreen, you're so sweet, and she's so supportive, isn't she? Hey, Mike, how are you doing? So basically, definitely make sure you're following her because she's a serial entrepreneur that you want to keep up with. She tells you, she basically shows you by example, leads by example, showing you what you should do and what you should not do. So keep these things in mind. And I'm just so glad that she's come out. So how are you doing today, lovely lady?
I am well, you sweet thing. First off,
And
thank
we
you.
got a good laugh already, didn't we?
We did.
And
You
I'm
you
just
got the
drinking water,
giggles.
everyone.
I know. Water. You got the giggles started already. So
Yes, indeed.
thank you
Oh
so
my
much for
goodness.
having me. Seriously, honestly, Terry Lynn, if it wasn't for Clubhouse, I don't think we would have ever met. If it wasn't for the pandemic, I don't think we would have ever met because where have you been? Like it's so crazy.
It is, when you think about all the wonderful people that you met because of the pandemic, it's insane. And
Yeah.
the Grateful Queen, I love her. I don't know if you're following her.
She's so cute.
You must.
Hmm.
She's so sharp. She's so
She is.
savvy. I'm telling you.
Yes.
And I always tell people if they want to start a YouTube channel, they need to check her out because she
She's
is
done a great
it.
job.
And she
Yes.
has two YouTube channels actually, because she's a therapist as well. So
Yes.
she has the Grateful Therapist
Uh huh.
as well as the Grateful Queen. So thank you for coming, Quimby. We love you. Hey, Kathia, how are you? And she's another beautiful lady. Thank you for
Oh.
joining. Appreciate you. It's nice. Oh, she's so sweet. She's another sweet one as well. She's a sweetheart. But anyway, so you told me some interesting stuff that I was like, I want you to talk a little bit about you being an introvert because I actually can relate, but I want you
Yeah.
to talk about your experience with it and how and when did you first realize that you're an introvert?
Right. Oh, wow. So it's really interesting because I think when I found out, I was probably already in my 50s. I didn't understand,
Oh, okay.
yeah, why I would get so exhausted after
Mm-hmm.
social situations, such as even going live or doing my live sales. I did not realize that I need time to be alone completely 110%. I did not realize there was even a term for it. I've always been accused of being very social and extrovert, but I can be that way in social situations, but I have the hardest like I have to charge my battery afterwards. And I think it's because I don't know how to give a little at a time. I literally give it all. And then I'm exhausted after it's over. So I definitely do not mind time alone. And I actually think that's why I work well with myself by myself is because I am such an extrovert. So yeah, introvert. What am I?
I know what you meant. So you didn't even, I totally got what you were saying. And I can see that because when I tell people that I'm an introvert, they're like, "Really?" One of my friends joked with me and said, "Yeah, in your sleep." I'm like, oh.
I
I
know,
was
right?
like, no, but I can totally relate, and I used to really have to deal with it. It was really hard for me when I was in corporate America.
Oh wow.
So and the Grateful Queen, she totally understands it. Yeah, she talks about that too. So
Good. Okay.
but yeah, but what was I going to tell you? Yeah, it was a struggle when I was in corporate America. It
Mhm.
really was because
Yeah.
you obviously have to be around people.
Yeah.
In housing management, I had to talk to people.
Sure.
And it was a struggle. So
Yeah.
I totally can relate, and it's a good thing that you can become self-employed because you do need to, like you said, kind of you got to have that me time.
You do. And
You've
I know
got to have you really do.
yeah, and I do on a mental level and then also on a physical level and then it even goes into my spiritual. So I've recognized it and I hate that I recognized that so late in life. I didn't understand why I had to decompress. And so I'm sad that I learned that so late in life because I honestly thought it was a large, I mean, bipolar, you know what I mean? Like I thought there was all sorts of weird things going on, but I just need to give myself a break when I'm social and just let it happen and let it out and then recharge my battery and then I'm good again. So,
Yeah, and I'm glad that you recognize that, and that's because I think it's so key, and and it's interesting you realize it later on. I think for me, I'm trying to think of how old I was when I realized that I had that issue. I don't know. I was probably in my 30s. I'm thinking,
girl, that's
but yeah,
because you are just a smart kind of gal.
and so are you.
Okay. I'm a late bloomer.
So you are an Irish twin.
Mhm.
Did you used to get picked on about that? I always
I
think
hated
Irish
it.
twins are cool, but.
Yeah, I hated it. And let me tell you why. Because my sister is only 11 months older than me.
Right.
And she actually has the personality that you have. She's very, oh, you guys, and I think that's why I like you a lot is because I totally can see the characteristics of my older sister in you. And I
Hmm.
feel safe with that. I feel taken care of. I feel like you've got my hand. And that's how Diane was. And so, but what was difficult about that was that when we were going through school,
Hmm.
I think they thought the next year that I had these teachers that I was the golden child student that she was. And it was like, I'm here for the snacks.
It says I'm here to have fun.
I'm here for recess and social reasons. I was not there on any level academically at all.
Oh my gosh.
I really freaked some teachers out. So yeah, I think they're still recovering, Terry Lynn.
But you know what's so funny? And people don't understand that, you and your sister, I know y'all have the same intelligence level. It's just certain people do certain things
Yeah.
differently when it comes to school. It's true.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
people do things differently, and I can really I can relate to that.
It's
I
all
didn't have
about
the
survival.
Irish twin scenario, so because
Yeah.
I was adopted, and
Oh,
my brothers, well, two of my brothers were actually old enough to be my father.
okay.
And then my other brother was like 8 years older than me. And then a lot of times people didn't even think we were related because obviously I was adopted and I didn't look like them. So, that goes without saying.
Oh, wow.
but but yeah, I had one brother though that my mom and I actually did really well in school. I did. But my mom would always like say something about my one of my older brothers because I think he made straight A's all the time. So it was like I
Oh,
made straight
yeah.
A's a lot of times, but every now and then a B might get thrown in there. But she like made a thing of was he a straight A and a track star, and
Oh,
he got an academic and a athletic scholarship. I used to hear that all the time.
right,
It was
right,
kind of
right,
fun.
right.
But anyway,
I
it
was
is
going
what
for
it
that
is.
C. That's all I wanted was a C.
You was like, I'm seeing my way out of school.
I never thought of that. Oh, totally, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Cause this, I think that's something my husband would say about himself. So
That's so
funny.
funny. I like that. I'm gonna have to use that.
Uh huh. So you actually had a cleaning service, and I didn't know if you knew this or not, but my husband and I used to have a cleaning business. It was a commercial cleaning. I don't know if it's the same, but we used to have a cleaning business. It was like 10 years ago.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so
Yeah.
commercial going into buildings and businesses and things like that.
Yep. That's what
Okay.
we were doing.
Oh
Yep.
my gosh. I started a cleaning service. My mother told me. My mom and my dad were entrepreneurs. Mom's since passed. Dad's still alive, but they
hmm
are entrepreneurs. They've always had their own businesses as we were growing up. And mom would say, find something that you're good at and make money doing it. And I was very good at cleaning house. And so once my youngest got into kindergarten part time, I decided to clean homes. So that way I could leave him off and then pick him up for kindergarten. And then when all three kids were in school full time, I would be able to work my schedule to pick them up at 2:30 so I could be home with them and not have to do anything daycare. So there was two reasons why I started that is because at that time their dad was military. We were here in Aurora, Colorado, and he was a medic. And so I needed to work. And so that's what I did. And I loved cleaning. And I still love cleaning. I'm very tidy and organized. And I run my business that way too. So it's still in me.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see you were probably like one of the best.
Oh, I
You probably
loved it.
come in. They were probably everybody was like, I want Renee.
Oh, I
And
was,
then you have a great personality too. So they was probably like, yeah, we
I
could have
loved it.
Renee.
I was really close to a lot of my clients. I really did build a relationship with them. And it's so funny because I had them trained to follow me from room to room while I cleaned. Because I'm like,
Oh,
I can't stop. You got to follow me. I got to keep cleaning. I got to
yeah,
schedule.
because time is money.
Hello. Hello.
Like you got to make those coins. You can't be standing there like chit chat.
I know. I got to go get the babies at a certain time. So we got to keep moving.
Oh my goodness, Renee, how many kids do you have again? You did
I,
tell me one time.
I have three. My oldest is 35, and she is in politics here in Aurora, and she has three children. So I have three grandbabies, and the oldest grandchild is 13, and the youngest one is 2. And then I have a 33-year-old teacher. She is here in Denver as well. She's been teaching for about 4 years. And then my son Andrew is 30, and that's my baby. So yeah,
Aww.
yeah.
They are all grown up and
And
have a
out of the
great
house.
mom.
Woo!
Yeah. I know you love Colorado though, because I know you were talking about that before. You love it. And I'm glad for you because I know you said something about living in Killeen, Texas. And maybe you didn't share this, but I used to have a job where I was like traveling.
Uh-huh.
I hated Killeen, Texas. It's the worst
Tough,
place ever.
tough.
I didn't know if you felt that way or not.
Well, we were military. And when I say we, I served my country just as much. I just didn't sign on the dotted line, but my spouse
Mm-hmm.
did. And so Sam was actually Sam was gone while two of the children were born, and it was a very difficult time, and I just hated it. And so we sacrifice just as much as the soldier does, and so we were stationed in Killeen, Texas when Andrew was born. And if it wasn't for my church, honestly, my church family, and when you're military, you unpack in 2 days because you're going to be there for 2 to 4 years. You don't know. You gotta plant your roots, and then you gotta go again because the military says. And so you really try to find extended family because your family is not available. And so my church was very important to me. And that is how I got through the Desert Storm, because Sam was in the Desert Storm when Andrew was born. And I have a fun story. I don't think anybody, I don't share too much of my life with me. I haven't. It's just kind of fun to be interviewed. And I truly do want to be uniquely me. And I used to be, I used to be ashamed that my marriage of 20 years didn't make it. And It didn't. And there's a lot of reasons why. But where I'm at now is a very good place. And so I can speak about it in grace and with comfort, knowing that the kids got through it. But what was kind of cool is when Sam got home from the Desert Storm, they line up all the soldiers in the gym, and then they all look alike. And so you're like, okay, where's my soldier? But what was really cool is I had a 2-month-old, and CNN followed us and interviewed us, and we were on CNN when we got to see their dad, and Sam got to meet Andrew for the very first time. Yeah. And so it was on CNN. So I thought that was kind of a fun story to tell. But
that's a really fun story to tell. I love that. Yeah, because they do like to see, when the wives with their little babies. And you don't have to share if you don't want to. So I don't want you to feel uncomfortable, because I love you. But do you think part of the fact that maybe him being in the military might have affected part of the relationship? I'm talking about him being away and him seeing the things that he saw. That's actually what I'm referring to when I say that.
I think if anybody had the problems with him being in a Gulf War situation, because back then we did not have phones, we did not have anything, we did not talk to our soldiers like they do now. And so I think what happened was I had the difficult time, and there's a survivor in me, because I was brought up in a situation where I had to learn to survive certain things that happened in my childhood. And so when he left me, I saw that as being rejected and being left. And it was
that makes sense.
Difficult. Yeah. And so I really believe that Sam did really well coming back from that type of situation, seeing the things that he saw. I truly believe I could not regroup, because I married at 19 I married at 18. I had my first child 19 by 1 week, and I had my third child at 23. So
back to back, basically. Mm-hmm.
Still very, very, very immature, very young, but we did last 20 years, but it was a difficult time. So yeah, I honestly have to say, I really, truly believe it was more me not being able to recover.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, you're just such a phenomenal woman. And for you to even say stuff like that, he just, I know he still thinks the world of you, because you're just that type of person. You're just so honest and so refreshing. So I have to ask a question, because I have naturally curly hair too.
I know.
So what was the deal with you wearing your hair really short? Because back when you were going to school, curly hair was the style, because you remember people used to get the spiral. Our hair was like on trend. People were like paying to have our hair. So I was trying to figure out why did you cut yours?
Mine was so short that it could have been considered a military cut. And I cut it myself, because I did not know how to wear curly hair or my hair. And I had it really short. I was a cheerleader, and they kind of thought I was a boy because I had the shortest hair. Yeah, I didn't know how to deal with my hair. And you know what's funny? I gave birth to a hairstylist.
And you know what? So people that don't know, I actually can relate to you, Renee, because I had no idea what to do with my hair when I was young. Like now I could tell, I can write a book about what to do with my type of hair. But back when I was growing up, it was now granted I am wearing a ponytail right now, but that's just because I just am. But but back then it was like I literally had to wear a ponytail. It was like crazy, because I didn't know what to put in it for it to look right.
Right.
And there wasn't a products out back then when we were growing up that there are now. So it was almost like when I wore my hair out back then, my mother she was like old enough to be my grandma, but she knew how to straighten hair with like what you call these flat irons that you actually put on the stove.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it gets super hot. I mean, super hot, and you have to know what you're doing. And there's very few people that actually know how to do that, by the way. Exactly. But somehow my mom, I don't know how she did this, but she would take my hair and she would do it with this really, really super hot thing. And she would go like this, like really, and then she would go like, she would do something at the end. And so like my hair would be like perfectly straight at the top. And then it had all these beautiful like
Oh,
curls, like I had styled it. And it would literally stay like that for 2 weeks. It was crazy, you know.
oh,
And but then she just hated doing it because I had so much hair. So it was like
sure.
I had the hardest time. So then I started doing it, and I could never do what she did. I could never do it.
Oh,
It
how
was it was
funny.
crazy. So
Yeah.
that's why I always just wore my hair whatever kind of way.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said, now I could write a book on that, and I've got so many great products now. So now I was wondering, was that the reason that you did that? So now I know.
Yeah, I just did not know how. We didn't have the products, the knowledge, nor the income. I mean, I cut my own hair and I probably did it wrong, but it looked good to me.
Right, because you said, hey, I can wear it out. Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
yeah, totally.
Yeah, I totally get it. And what was so funny is I wanted to get my hair cut. So the first time around, I did not. I said, I'm gonna go to a professional, let them cut it. And I told her exactly what I wanted. And when I left, I had like what it looked like an afro. Now, of course, now that style that I had, like if I had that style now, everybody be like,
Yeah,
oh, I love your hair. Because, you know, they like
right?
that. They like the
Yeah,
really big, huge. It was like Jackson 5, super huge, but
love it.
curly though. So it's like
Beautiful.
curly but super huge. And everybody been like, you know, I would have been like the it girl if it was like now, but but back then,
Right.
picked on city.
Different story. No, I agree. I agree. I went to school where we had, and they worked where my dad worked in Gibson's, and we loved her. She had two grandchildren, and they were African American, and they were our friends. We loved those girls. They always came over to play with us, and they were amazing in sports. I'm like, I'm with Jackie and Sonia. Amazing athlete ladies, and they did the ironing thing because I
Yep.
remember them
That's how
bringing
you
it
know about
over.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
And but like I said, that's a hard art. If you know how to do it really well, you can
yeah,
keep the hair. But if you
yeah,
do it
yeah.
poorly, you really take the hair out. It's like I had a neighbor who had super long hair, and her hair is like, you know, there's different textures of hair,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
obviously.
There is.
So I'm biracial, so that's why I
Okay,
have like the texture hair that I have. Well,
okay,
this lady, she wasn't biracial, and she had a different type of texture of black hair,
okay.
but she could iron it, and I mean, she knew what she was doing, and her hair was
Wow.
all the way past her butt, super
Oh,
healthy because she knew what she
amazing.
was doing. That's why I tell people, I like, it's an art. If you know what you're doing, you
Sure.
won't lose your hair. But
Yes.
and she knew it.
And
I
am
mean,
I
her
right?
hair
It
was
was
like
always in the
super
kitchen.
long. It was incredible.
Right. Was it always in the kitchen?
Yeah, you know it. It was a party in the kitchen.
No man wanted to enter that kitchen
Yeah,
when
no,
that was
not when
happening.
that was happening, because that took some time. That was a skill set, and probably a
Yeah.
lot of people that's on this live is like, I have no idea. Besides Rhonda knows what I'm talking about. I know,
Right.
but besides,
Hey,
she's probably
Rhonda.
like the only one that knows what we're talking about right this moment. But anyway, so you were a military mom, and you had your business, your cleaning business that you were doing. Um, so tell me about what some other things that you thought about doing, because I'm sure you see where you would like start selling fashion. Was that always something you wanted to do and become a stylist like you are now?
That's a great question. I have to say, because I did not go to college, the older sister did, the Irish twin
Mm-hmm.
did.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, I knew I couldn't. I have learning disabilities, and back then they didn't have a name. So I knew I struggled in school. And so I think how I became a survivor of being able to try to earn money is really not so much be an influencer, but an influencer, and we didn't know that word back then, but a salesperson, somebody that
Right.
can
That makes
sell
sense.
something, somebody that doesn't have to have an education to sell. All you have to do is know the product, memorize it, and sell it, and use your personality. And so that's what I was always in. I was always in sales. And so when sourcing started being a thing, I was actually working at Clothes Mentor here in Littleton.
Mm-hmm.
as their personal stylist. And so people would ask for appointments, and I would pull clothing for them, and then we would spend a session and I would style them, which is selling as well.
Right.
And
That's
so
right.
building relationships, having them come back, and they never let me behind the cash registers because I'd always mess it up because of the learning disability. I'm like, I could not comprehend it. I said, I'm over here selling stuff. You guys check them out.
Because you got that personality, that razzle dazzle. Yeah, they would have been silly having you in the cash register anyway, girl. That'd been a waste of talent.
And Jim knew that. Yeah, and Jim knew that. And I'm so glad he knew that because I could not run the cash register. So for anybody who knows, when I do anything that has to do with social media, iPhone, Canva, any of that, that is self-taught, and it takes me so much longer than a normal brain mindset to get that. So it's a lot of extra work for me. But so when I started noticing, there was a couple of ladies going into Close Mentor, and they're going in with these big old bags. They weren't IKEA yet. They were like these big old bags. And I'm like, what are they doing? Like, is that their class? And they said, no. And they called them resellers. They sell on eBay at that time. And I'm like, you're kidding me. And where are they getting this from? Well, we called it the weigh station because you pay per weight. So we called it the weigh station.
That's right. That's right. They did back then. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I was like, I kind of thought I'm going to try that. So I went to the weigh station and just, oh my God, I was hooked. I was like, oh my God, this is great. Well, I was really bad at it, Terry Lynn, for about 2 years. Even the manager at Close Mentor, she says, Renee, you're really bad at this. You need to stop. You're wasting your money. I'm like, no, I'm gonna get this one day. I'm gonna get this one day.
Oh, so see, I love that. You kept on doing it. Oh my gosh.
Bad. Yeah.
Oh,
I was bad.
Hey, let me say hey to a couple of people, and then we're gonna do like a prize, okay?
Please.
First of all, thank you, Wendy, wonderful Wendy, for coming. And hello, reseller Wendy. We got 2 wonderful Wendy's in here. Wow, that's can't beat that. That's phenomenal. All right, and thank you, hubby, for joining. I see you, and Regina, thank you for joining. A lot of y'all should have a what looks like a wrench. So if you have a YouTube channel, go ahead and place the link in the comments so other people can actually join your YouTube. And reseller Wendy, you don't, so I'm going to give you one right now, okay? So you'll have it now. So those that have a YouTube channel, go ahead and put your link in the comments so people can subscribe to you. So, we're about helping everybody, evolve, because that's what evolving always is about. So now, how do you want to do the first prize, Renee? What did you want to do? Did you want to ask them a question, or what did you want to? You want to do a numbers thing?
You're the boss, applesauce. I'm just here to accommodate. You know that. You're the bigger sister. I follow you.
Well, I'm going to ask a question. So whoever is the first person that answers will get a prize. What prize did you want to give them, Renee?
I want to do a 5-pound reseller box after all.
Oh my God. What? And have y'all seen this woman's taste? What? Can I join? No, I'm just playing. Hey, Jenny. How you doing, Jennifer? What? Jennifer. I'm telling you the truth, y'all. So y'all better be on it. Let me come up with a question. Okay, I'm ready. First person to answer this question. Look, I'm trying to think of a good one now. 5-pound reseller box. Hold on. Let me think. Oh my goodness. Oh, hey, Lewis, how you doing? Welcome. Lewis, definitely drop your YouTube in the comments. Everybody has YouTube channels. Drop it in the comments. All right. So the question is, what is the name of Renee's dog? What's the name of Renee's fur baby? This is for a phenomenal reseller box from the phenomenal Renee, whose taste is impeccable. So you got to know the name of her fur baby for a chance at that. Hey, Tina, how are you? What's that, Fluffy? Wendy, I like you. I like you giving it a try. That was cute, Wendy.
What did she say?
She said Fluffy. That's so cute. But you know what, Wendy, I would do that too. I'd be like throwing some names out. If I didn't know, I'd be like, let me just, Rufus. What?
You picked a good one. I'm surprised.
Okay, so I see it. So hang tight. I did see. I just want to make sure if it's the first person, and I think it was. It's the wonderful Wendy. Wonderful Wendy.
Get it, girl.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Someone said brownie. Well, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if you know or not, but Wonderful Wendy is one of my friends. I love her. Have you checked out some of the things that she creates? Bananas.
Did you see
bananas?
Those
oh my gosh. And she not only flips clothes, but she knows how to flip real estate, boats, some of everything else.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like her when I grow up.
I know, right? That's what I told her. Definitely, she's something else. So congratulations, Wendy. Wow. I'm going to give her my address. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to give her your address. No, I'm just joking, Wendy. You know to connect with Fashion Drifter.
I have her address. She purchased from me before.
Yeah, cool deal. But that's awesome. But yeah, Mrs. Olive, and it's Miss Olive. Oh, she's probably hanging out with TJ right now, right?
Oh, she prefers him.
Oh my God.
She's the other woman.
Oh. So she says she knows who she's hanging around. Okay, I got you.
He gives
so how long is
snacks? He gives her more snacks.
So how long has Miss Olive been in the family?
Well, before we connected, we used to have another dog that was really heavily involved because I always throw my pets in the mix, and we had Jackie O. And we lost her a couple of years ago. She's also a teacup schnauzer, and that's what Olive is. Olive is on the bigger side of the teacup schnauzer, and that's the smallest of the breed. And since she's bigger than most teacups, we call her a coffee mug schnauzer.
Coffee mug. And she's so cute. She is.
She's 8 pounds, and she's solid.
You see what Wendy said, right? She said, Miss Olive got nothing on you, Renee. But I'm gonna tell you though, Miss Olive be checking out that fashion. You be checking out Miss Olive when she like she picked out those clothes. She be like, wait a minute now, let me check these clothes out.
I'm gonna stick with Wendy. I'm gonna stick Olive in the box.
Yeah, I'll be checking out those clothes hard. I'll be like, oh my God.
So Miss Olive will wear stuff and then she'll pose for me because she's been trained to do that. And so when I pull out my mobile phone and I have the packages, she knows that she needs to sit and pose.
So look, you said that you were a household manager for the wealthy. Talk to me about that. What was that experience like?
Terry Lynn, I did everything but the husband.
And he was probably trying to chase you around. You don't have to tell those stories, but I'm sure he was. So Renee was probably like running around the house.
No. So I signed it. You have to sign a form that you will not disclose who they are, and so I
obviously, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But they are a very wealthy. They still are a very wealthy family here in Colorado and in Cherry Creek area. And so I got tired and exhausted of running my own business and staff and everything. And I really just wanted to. So I went into a service that places you in domestics, and so I felt like I had enough experience and I felt like I had enough class to really accommodate not only staff, but also be able to accommodate the homeowners. And
right.
TJ's always told me, he said, you're kind of like a chameleon if you go, because I've worked with homeless people on the streets. Mm-hmm. I can do that. Mm-hmm. That's not a problem. You put me up there with the rich people, I can do that. That's not a problem. I really can accommodate and be where I need to be. And so when I was able to go in as I was the housekeeper. Within 6 months, I was the household manager. And so basically I ran the entire staff. They had, I believe it was 4 housekeepers, 1 laundress. That means 1 lady doing the laundry. They had a
Right.
chef. They had a nanny. They had a lady who came in to do the woman of the house's hair, and also a physical or a trainer. So I was in charge of all the vendors, and that's actually how I met TJ.
So everything has a good, see, that's the best. I love it. Okay.
Well, his business came in. She had lost her canary diamond earring in the toilet. Her lock came unlocked and it flushed. And so TJ's business came in to retrieve it. And I remember saying this to him. It's so funny. I remember saying to him, "You're going to either be a blessing or a curse." Is that funny? Because I knew him. I didn't know of him, but I had seen him at my church before.
What? So it was really meant to be. Oh my God. See, I love that.
I was hot all over him. I was like,
oh, and he's such a sweetheart. He just has this personality about him. So how long have y'all actually been together then? As in married, you know what I'm trying to say. I said that very awkwardly, but anyway.
Yeah. No.
I'm like, how long y'all been together? I'm like, what do you mean? We're married.
Well, 16 years together, and then maybe 17 years together. I can't even remember. And 11 years married.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Yeah. So I went to work for him. He's an entrepreneur. He is. He has several businesses, and he's really he's like a triple threat. He knows, how J-Lo can dance, sing, and act.
Yeah.
TJ can market, sell, and invent. He is truly, without him knowing, hopefully he's not listening. He's actually my business mentor without knowing that. So,
I could tell by the way, like when y'all work together with your lives, you can tell he's very, very sharp and very, he's just a natural around. He seems to be comfortable around people, period. That's what I see.
He is. And I have to tell you, I think I've really honed in on my sales skills, watching him for all of the years that I did when we would go to city to sell his invention. And so I don't know if you realize this, but about 2 weeks ago, I had a full-blown panic attack on one of my lives. Aww. And I would step aside and I would hand him the clothing and I would try to go do my breathing to regroup. Right. And he would be selling, "Okay, guys, we've got this right." He jumped in.
I think I was on that live, but I didn't know that's what was happening with you, because I remember him like describing the items. And you know what I was saying to myself? I said, how cute is that? Because that's something my husband will love doing. He hasn't done it yet, but I can see him doing it. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah. Well, he had to jump in. He kept telling me to stop. And I said, no, I've always had this thing about, I knew I wasn't in trouble, because I can tell when those happen. Panic attacks, guys, anxiety. There's no anxiety being live with anybody and doing that, because I had already done like 10 of them. The anxiety, what happens when you have a panic attack is you have all of this just kind of surfacing up. And then one situation happened to where I wasn't breathing correctly. And Joseph from Clubhouse Cold Showers, he was telling me that I need to remember to breathe. And that's not what I was doing. I was not breathing while I was doing some of the descriptions of the items, and full-blown panic attack. I couldn't even control it. So it lasted from item number 20 all the way to 50.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. Like I said, I remember that now, because I remember anything. And I was just thinking that was just something you wanted him to do, because he was actually really good at it.
He was. Not a lot of people could tell.
Yeah, so I just was like, I said, Renee got it going on. She got her man schooled on doing a live. She's my idol.
You should have seen us. No, because I was like, TJ, can you get this? I mean, I was like, we were talking, and people could actually see. Rocky actually knew I was having a panic attack because he could see me trying to breathe, and then I would have to step away to try to regroup, and I just couldn't regroup. But what I did learn, I'm so proud of not only TJ, but I really learned that I could push through that. I knew I wasn't in danger because I can tell when they get really, really bad. I just couldn't get it to stop. That's what sucked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely, Wendy. Definitely.
She
Hello,
says,
Deneen. How are you? And I know you are, sweetheart. My husband's saying, I'm so dead. I know, because you'd be better at it live than me. I already know, because he is something else when it comes to that.
come on, boo.
They would just be like, well, we'll come to you live as long as your husband's doing it.
Yeah. Well, I've even asked TJ. I mean, I don't mind doing them by myself. What ended up happening was we just kind of, he started supporting me, and so he was in the room for the first one, and he would talk, and people like that, and so I'm like, well, let's just make you my sidekick. So he's been on all of them except for this coming one will be the second one that he's not been on. But I definitely can do it by myself. I just think people love the fact that we do it together.
Yeah, because people love seeing a cool couple do stuff together. They do.
Work together.
They do.
Yeah.
And like I said, oh, Wendy, thank you.
Yes.
He's sending you something through Cash App. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. He is awesome. Thank you, sweet friend. But yeah, people love seeing y'all together. So it's a plus. And then throw Miss Olive in, because she's scrutiny. I be seeing Miss Olive be scrutinizing those clothes now. I'll be like, wait a minute, Miss Olive, can we get that item or what? What you think?
She's so cute. She loves smelling everything. Like she's like when it all comes in.
She does. She'd be like, Richard, I be thinking that she'd be saying something. I don't know if you want to sell this or not, Renee, Miss Renee. I think you should keep this, Mama. This was like cute on you.
I know, and I'm like, okay, Miss Olive, we got this, boo. She's such a sweet dog. We kennel train her. She does. She stays in the kennel when we sleep, and then she also stays in the kennel when we leave. I don't know if that makes any difference, but we love to kennel train our dogs.
Aw, love it, love it, love it. So look, you are going to be doing a new endeavor, which I think is a very smart move for you because you are super. I mean, you're super together all the time, super stylish. So you are actually styling people, and you have Zoom sessions about that. So talk to us about that, which I think that's phenomenal, by the way.
Thank you. In Clubhouse, I said I was doing my second. I actually have done my third, and that was yesterday. Oh my gosh, you guys, it was so funny. Just the thought of going, well, why wouldn't I style? And I had this one gal, Claudia, reached out to me. She goes, can we do a Zoom and you just style me with your inventory? And I'm like, oh, duh. Yeah, we could totally do that. So Claudia helped me when we did a Zoom, and you know me, I have to have processes and systems, but I usually jump before I build the processes and systems.
Right.
I'm a visionary, so I see the vision, and then I jump because I've told people this, and it's the funniest thing, but I really think it's my superpower. I just have a faith about things, not faith in me, faith in the fact that I truly believe that is a God idea and I need to go for it. And I don't have a plan, but I can create a plan if I'm in obedience and go forward. And so that's how that was created. I felt like in my spirit, I felt like, yes, I got to do this. So I talked to Claudia, and I was like, Claudia, work with me, give me some some criticism, tell me what you would want different, how you would want it. So she was actually a great big help for me to also do it, work through it, how it would work. And then I just kind of used her as a just bouncing ideas off. And she's my biggest cheerleader. So surround yourself around people that can be a cheerleader for you. So, and then you have that ability to take criticism from them if they feel like their experience can be bettered. So that's kind of where it started. And I'm still tweaking things. It's not where I quite want it, but what I love doing is going to the stores. And so when I'm thrifting, I already have this person in mind of their size, their fashion needs, their style, their measurements. And I on purpose go and source for them and then pull all of the items and have an hour Zoom styling session. And it is so much fun. I get to meet these people one on one, and I love it. I'm so glad I'm doing it now. So, anybody want a styling session? Call me.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Get up with Renee, and like I said, y'all really should be following her. If you're not, it's just bananas. I mean, I just would not understand why you're not following her.
So cute.
She is just, I mean, she even does IGTV lives, I guess what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
that are just so interesting. I'm talking about different things that she does. You also condition Coach bags, right? I want to make sure I did that correctly. Don't you condition them? Talk to us about that. Ooh, that's
This
a
is one
beauty
of
right
them.
there. That is so gorgeous.
I know, they're so cute. You
Ooh.
know, if I lick it, it's mine. That's the rule. That's the rule, Terry Lynn. If they see me licking it on IGTV, they know it's not for sale.
Oh my goodness, and it's
Yes.
beautiful. So
Isn't
yeah, yeah.
So
Hear it here. It's not for sale. That's pretty.
So you can't see, but back here, and I always often have my live sales at this wall. And TJ built me some shelves, and I have my collection, my personal collection up there. That the ones that I've taken time to soak, recondition, or rehab in a manner of dyeing them. So I am using a dye. I'm trying to. I have actually stopped selling them for a little bit, only because I want to make sure that I'm buying authentic coaches, and I'm still learning the creed. Guys, there's so many fake vintages out there, vintage coach bags, that they're super faked. And I don't ever want to be that person that sold one. And so I'm actually being mentored by a gal, and she is giving me ideas of how to condition them. She's actually letting me make the choices, but she's telling me these are some ways to do this. So I'm going to jump back on, and I'm going to sell some vintage coach bags. I have about 100 of them that I need to condition and rehab and get to you guys, because everybody loves these vintage coach bags, but I need to make sure they're authentic. So I did stop for a little bit.
But you know what?
I love them.
They're just beautiful.
Love them.
I'm ready to show y'all something really quick. I was trying to let me go back to StreamYard, so hopefully I can show it properly.
Oh, you do that. Look at this, you guys. Isn't she the cutest little bag?
I just think she's beautiful. Now, does that one have straps or no?
It does. Ready, sister? This is
yes, I am.
Crossbody. You got the dress.
Oh my goodness.
She is the penny pocket, I believe. I'm trying to remember them all. I had them really well memorized. And then I have so many of them. I'm actually, with my ADD and my dyslexia, I'm getting confused.
I agree, Quimby. She is. That one is yours, right? Because you did lick it. So you said when you lick it, you keep it.
Yes,
but
Quimby,
you're right.
It's mine.
It's all hers now. But it is super gorgeous. That color is like amazing. Oh my gosh. I want to give a prize really quick. So I'm going to share my screen and show you what the prize is. So hang tight. Hopefully I can get this to work properly.
It is gorgeous. I've got some bags coming. You guys don't get discouraged. I've got some. I'm going to try to keep them as low as I can.
So hang tight, guys, because I think I'm not where I want to be. Okay, can y'all see that picture? Can y'all see that?
What is it?
Okay, I guess y'all can't see it. It's a picture of me with some shades on, but y'all can't see it, can you? Let me try again. I think StreamYard is trying to not cooperate with me.
That's it. I will call Uncle Stevie. He's pretty ghetto.
So I guess I'm gonna cancel it because I was trying to share it. Let me try
What
to
was it
share
a
it one
photo
more
of?
time. Try to share it one more time. So I go to window. Well, it says entire screen. Window. Chrome tab maybe. I'm gonna figure this out in a second, guys. I think I might have it. Well, y'all are, ladies and gentlemen, right? And that's not the one. Do y'all see my screen though?
Oh yes,
We're like, no.
the umbrella.
I think I'm gonna have to cancel it because I was trying to show a picture and that's not it. So I'm just gonna stop sharing because I was trying to share a screen and it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send y'all the link. I'm going to attach the link, and y'all can actually. That y'all love my countryness, y'all. Y'all can pull up the link so you can see. Yes, y'all.
I love the you all. Hey, y'all.
Okay, so click on that link. You should be able to click on it so y'all can see what it is. But they are key sunglasses. Okay. So that's what I'm going to be giving away. I'm going to be giving away a pair of those. And so I'm going to ask a question for that. Just let me know if y'all can see that link. Just put in comments if you could pull that link up. Say yay or nay that you were able to pull the link up so you could actually see what it was. And I put the link in the comments, but you should be able to click on it so you can actually see it. So, okay, so we can thank you, Wendy. Thank you to Wendy's. The Wendy's didn't leave me hanging. I appreciate y'all.
They're the best.
Wonderful Wendy's.
Yes. You gotta have a Wendy in your life.
Thank you, ladies. All right, so here's my question then. That's going to be the prize. That's what you're getting. Oh, thanks, Mike. So that's what you're getting. So here is the question. First person that gets the question gets the key shade. So here we go. How long were Renee and TJ together? Together. Yeah, I'm gonna say it in my awkward way again. Renee's gonna tell TJ, she's gonna be like, what was she talking about? So the first person that
Terry's not drinking water. What the heck?
Hold on, let me get our screen back right, Renee. I just realized our screen is awkward. Hold on. There we go. Sorry.
Oh, I can see you.
Yeah, you can see me now.
Yeah.
So she gave the years of when they were together. Okay, and Tia is the first one that got it. Yes, Tia got it exactly. She was like on point. You know, I was going to give you if you said 17 years, which is like 17 years together, 11 married. Thank you, Tia. But Tia is super smart like that. She really is. And y'all definitely need to be following Tina. She's Splendid Lily Posh. She does affirmations Monday through Friday.
Oh, yes.
There's just so many things that she does to enlighten the community. She does webinars, and she does these things for free. I mean, giving you just phenomenal information. So definitely make sure that you're following her. So Tina won the shades. Yay! Congratulations, Tina. You're going to look amazing in them too. You really are. So what would you have if you could possibly tell your 20-year-old self something? If that were possible, what would you tell your 20-year-old self from what you know now?
Oh, wow, Terry. See, so many things had already happened at 20. I was already pregnant with my second child. I think I would have told myself, because this is huge that this happened in my life, and sometimes I still can't believe it happened because sometimes I still feel she's here. That you are going to be okay when your mother passes, that you are
Okay.
going to make it, and you will shift, you will adjust, you will breathe again, and it will be okay. Um, yeah, I had this thinking that my mother, and I've told my kids this, all three of them. I said, just to Andrew yesterday. Andrew, I went to go and help him take some dog food to his dog, and I brought it for him because he doesn't have a car. He's not allowed to. No, he just doesn't. He's smart. So
Okay.
I brought him the 50-pound dog food, and I hurt my arm carrying it, and I was crying, and he just looked at me and goes, "Mom, what is wrong?" And I just looked at him. I said, "Andrew, I'm 54 years old. Don't think that that your dad and I are these Wonder Woman and Superman because we're aging, and you guys need to start helping us a little bit." And I didn't know that about my mom. I didn't know my mom had the capability of aging and growing old and catching things that she caught and having cancer. And my brain never compute. It just didn't think that way. So I
Right,
wish I
right.
would have told my 20-year-old self that, because I think I would have handled it better. So,
You know
yeah.
what? I love what your thought process was on that question. That's a good one because I can imagine because grief is very complicated anyway,
Yes.
and so that would have helped you out. Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Wow,
Because sometimes I
wow.
really feel like mom is still around because we didn't live in the same town. But then you remember those times where you're like, "Oh, I'm going to be interviewed by Terry." That would normally be, "Hey, mom, be praying for me because I'm going to be interviewed on YouTube." Those are those relationships that you no longer have that with her. That's
Yeah,
gone. And so not only do you grieve the person, you grieve the ability to share and word vomit and cry and be a woman with. So yeah, it's quite the loss, it's quite the void that I've experienced, and I don't care how old you are, when you lose your mom and you're close to her, it's a tough loss.
I have to agree because I think you remember Renee because I think you might have been in a clubhouse room when we were having this conversation. But I didn't have a great relationship with my mom when I was growing up. She's not a great parent for I guess you would call a child or a teenager. She's, in my opinion, probably kind of one of the worst. But when I was an adult, and I guess once I became an adult and everything, me and her became the best of friends.
Oh.
And the interesting thing is, it's like my mom is kind of like the matriarch of the family. What I
Mhm.
mean by like she was everybody's favorite aunt. Um, just like when we had big family reunions and events, it was like, she had to be there. People, really, because she was that type of person.
Yes.
She's like you, except kind, not as kind. Because my mom, she could have those moments. You'd be like,
Yeah.
she's cuckoo. Let me go. You're not like that, Renee. But I'm just saying, my mom could have those moments. But she's the type of person, yeah, she could be like the life of the party and all that kind of stuff. So basically, when she passed, ironically, it was kind of, and I still say this today, kind of like a death to the whole family. Obviously, a death for me, because she was my, my one of my great friends. Um, and it's like events with the family are not the same because she's
Right.
not there.
Huge
it's
void.
it's
Mhm.
something. You don't even really
Yep.
think about these things until it actually happens. And I hope for a lot of
Yeah.
people they don't have to deal with that right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's a tough
definitely.
one. I deal
It
with a lot
is.
of people who direct message me, and they have either, and I think when we tell our story, guys, and we can be transparent, and I mean real. Like, I
Mhm.
believe the things that I have gone through are an opportunity. My test can be my testimony, and I
That's
can
right.
be able to eloquently, honestly tell that person I've been there. And so when Andrew was homeless for a few years, there's been a few people, and you'd be surprised. I would never disclose who they are, but you'd be surprised with how many people in our community, how many women are struggling with their sons not being in relationship with them, and how. And so I was not going to post something like that on Mother's Day, because you're supposed to be happy. But this was really an opportunity to not only put yourself out there, and I think that's what I've learned the past year. And I didn't used to do this. I didn't used to talk about politics. I still don't. I don't talk about politics. I have to talk about my faith, because that really is where my foundation is. And I didn't used to talk too much about my kids. I don't really show photos of my kids because they have their own privacy situation. But I think when you share your experience, whether it's difficult times, whether it's happy times, somebody gets to relate, and you can minister to them. You can let them feel like, you're not alone in this. This happened to somebody else too. And I get a lot of direct messages that are not reseller related, that are literally having to do with the loss of a mom, or a loss of a son that's right now addicted or homeless or has passed. So, and then also, Terry, which is really cool, and I find this, and I'm not saying what reseller passion always says. I'm not saying what Leslie says, but I get what she's saying. Is with that comes a responsibility. I have a responsibility to be able to be present for some of these people. I had a lady just today reach out to me, and she is struggling physically, and she doesn't know what the doctor's report is going to say, and she is struggling. Well, guess what? You got to stop everything. You put yourself out there and you share stuff, and there's a responsibility with being present for that person while they are sharing with you. Because guys, behind each profile photo on Clubhouse, on Instagram's a little bit more personable, but
Right.
behind every photo is a human that is struggling or rejoicing. They might be in their valley, they might be on the mountaintop, but I truly have become that person that I have enjoyed being able to minister to people in their highs and their lows. And with that comes great responsibility, and I'm grateful for it. So it's not just a reseller thing for me, you guys. It literally is being a sister for other people, and sometimes even a mother. So,
Well, I'm going to say this because obviously you actually you minister to women. And a lot of people don't know this. You went to Albania and you did mission trips. So you were actually, you ministered to women. So
yep.
that's why you hear Renee, mention in those that verbiage minister. So yeah, and that's definitely a personality. I can see that about you. So granted, we use the term reseller, but ironically, I would used to never say reseller. I always, when I first started out with my e-commerce store, I would always just say I'm self-employed. I'm an entrepreneur, which you
Yeah.
are anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then with the reseller community, I hear some people be like, yeah, I'm a reseller. And, I'm thinking about being an entrepreneur. I'm like, you're already an entrepreneur because
Exactly.
you're
Yeah.
selling clothes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I said all this to say that we have so many layers and we don't even know all the layers people
Yep.
actually have, and there are so many layers. And you're right, the one thing that you said that definitely resonates with me: do share things that are happening to you. They may not seem that important at the time,
Mm-hmm.
but it could touch one person.
Yep.
It really could touch one person. And, we always say, well, you can't change the world. But in actuality, you can change the world,
Yeah.
because if you
Somebody's world.
change the world for that one
Yeah.
person,
Yes.
then they're going to reciprocate and they're going to
Yep.
change the world. And it ends up rotating around.
Yes.
And that's how the world gets changed. So yeah, everybody, you can do that. So I really love that you said that. And you do. You're very open with people. You're very transparent on your communications on Instagram. I remember one time you came on Clubhouse, and I always remember this. We were doing it, and this was a while back. I don't even know if you remember it or not. It was probably about, I don't know, it might have been 2 or 3 months ago or something like that. But you just weren't doing well, and you
No.
let people know that.
Yeah.
And when you did that, you were already super high up for me anyway, but then you like went really, really high. And the reason I say
Oh,
this is
yeah.
because a lot of people don't admit when they're not okay. And that's
Yeah.
one thing I like to say is it's okay to not be okay. We're not
Exactly.
okay all the time. I'm not okay right now, but I'm going to keep moving. I'm
Yeah.
going to keep moving on, but
Yes.
I can tell you too if I'm not okay,
Yes.
and we should be able to do that. So, and I
Yes.
was I was real impressed with you when you did that. And
Oh.
yeah.
That's one thing I can't do, Terry, is I have a hard time. Like when I connect with people, I I feel like I know I have an intuitiveness about people and where they're at and where you know what I mean? Like I can feel it. I feel
Hmm.
like that's a gift that I have. And so I have a really hard time acting like, hey, what do you say, everybody? I hope you're doing well today. That didn't come out that day because I knew I had to be on Clubhouse with my friends, but I also was struggling so much. And you would not believe sometimes when that person does that, it creates an atmosphere of safety where other people can go, I don't feel good either. I'm not doing okay today. And sometimes it needs that one person to be able to break down that wall of superficialness to be able to just go, you know what, we're going to tighten our family by one person. And I'm not saying I did it, but I'm saying you can be that one person who just says, I'm going to be real today. And you change that atmosphere and it just shifts. And it's so cool to see that. And I think our clubhouse has a lot of those moments that happens. So
Oh yeah, we do have a lot of dynamics. And that's why I definitely I hope people can join because it is 6 days a week.
yeah,
Well,
7 now.
actually, it's going to be 7 now.
It's
I'm not sure
seven
if I'm going to be
now.
able to join on Sunday as much,
Mhm.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it's 2 times on certain days. But it's
Yeah.
really a great group. But you're right; it's all about connecting and sharing your truth. And
Yep.
we need that at times. We do need that
Yeah.
because sometimes we just need to express it. And
Agree.
I think before, we used to have a fear of expressing it because, we feel like
Sure.
people are going to judge us you know, but, I think now we're coming to a point that we know it's okay to express these moments. Definitely.
It
So,
is.
yeah.
And you know what's okay too, Terry, is it's
Hmm.
okay. Like when I felt like people I felt it was real obvious that I was having a panic attack on my lives. And so TJ and I went on stories and we shared that and then I deleted it because there's that, oh great, that fear of being transparent. And so unfortunately, this is what happened though, is after I deleted it, and it's just a few, you guys, and if you can just kind of figure out what you need to do with those type of people, there was people parenting me at 54. And so I was like, no, 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 no. I'm 54 years old.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
weren't
mama.
sharing that to be parented.
Oh,
You were
I put
just
them straight really quick. I got it
right,
someday. Yeah.
right,
So so
right.
so when you share stuff, don't feel like if it's going in the wrong direction, you just need to get that, tweak it back, and just put it back on there, guys. Just put it back there. And I did that. And whether I did it through direct messaging, personally, without it being seen, or when I went on Instagram Live, I let people know I'm too dang old to be parented. I was saying why I had a panic attack for a reason for you guys to learn and see the ability to overcome and see how my husband really was amazing. There was
He
other
was
reasons.
amazing. And then the other thing too, you taught a lesson because breathing is so important. Because you were talking about breathing earlier, and people don't get
Joseph
that.
said,
It's so
yeah,
important. It's
yeah,
so
Joseph
important.
keeps reminding me to breathe.
Definitely. And I could see that definitely happen to you because you're so vivacious and you're talking like,
Yeah,
you're
you
like,
don't breathe.
whoo.
I forget to breathe. And that's
Yeah.
my problem. I forget to breathe, you guys, and then it's just
Mhm.
ridiculous. So I am literally on purpose remembering, like even right now, remembering to breathe. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's right. And I'm glad you brought that up because that is something true and something that people do need to remember. So you're just phenomenal for sharing that. I know that I was going to tell you something because you were talking about sharing and yeah, I don't know why they felt like they needed to parent you or whatever, but that'd be all right.
Oh, I carried them right back.
Tell them to see your older sister.
I know. I'm sending you to Terry Lynn. She'll put you in the corner.
You're in a corner now. But yeah, I just want to tell you, time is money. And you have been with me for a while. I love me and you have laughed. And I love you. You're so sweet. And you're gonna have a wonderful week. I know you got some plans in place. And yes, definitely, Renee. She is very transparent, very great person. And so are you, Wendy. So are you.
I know.
She is. She's so phenomenal.
She's a good soul.
She is. Oh my goodness, yes. So I want you to have an incredible week, and you know that you can reach out to me anytime. And
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. I'm so glad you came up here with me. And you need me for anything, you better contact me. Let me know. I have to, if I have to take care of somebody for you, just let me know.
You're amazing. I don't even know how you do it all, Terry. I swear. Well, I don't swear, but I'm not kidding. It's just like crazy. I don't even know how you do it all, and you do it all so well. And you are really such a cheerleader in our community. We have several cheerleaders, but we're all cheering for the same team. And there's two things that I always think of you when I hear it. And I'm actually saying this. I found myself saying, "You're phenomenal."
It's funny that you said that because another friend of mine said the same thing. But it's just the best way to describe something that's really awesome. Oh,
yeah, like, I'm even saying it with my buck teeth. You're phenomenal.
Yeah, you do not have any buck teeth, girl. You got some beautiful teeth. No, you don't. They are beautiful. I was like, look at her. I said, she has got the prettiest smile. Look at her.
I had braces until about 2 years ago, and they wanted to work on my overbite, and I said, I'm too old for that. I ain't got no time. I can take them off. Take them off. So
I did a Invisalign, so I can relate. I did a Invisalign, so yeah, I know all about that, girl. Yes, definitely. But look,
braces. They were so fun.
Oh, were they? I see. I didn't want to do the braces, even though my husband was like, "It's a brace to be cute." I said, "You know what? If a Invisalign's not gonna work, we just gonna have some crooked teeth in this mouth." What I told you. Unfortunately, I was able to get Invisalign. I'm sure everybody was thankful about that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I appreciate you. I'm gonna keep up on your journey because remember, guys, follow Renee. She's a stylist now. She can help you out, and just follow her to learn about another way to do a side hustle, another business that you can have, being a reseller. Learn how to do live sales. She's the person that if you want to know how to do a live sale, follow Renee on Instagram. She has it down. And don't worry about the fact that you don't have her personality. It's all about, you can put your own personality in it, but at least she can show you the tips on what you need to show when you're doing a live sale, the way you should position and things of that nature. I hope that makes sense to everyone. You need to condition a Coach bag. She's the one.
Working on it.
Right. And if you need to be a decent human being, definitely check her out. I'm being silly tonight too, but I really appreciate you. I love you, and I want you to have a good night. And I appreciate everybody that came out.
Yes,
y'all are phenomenal, as my word is. Y'all are phenomenal for coming out. Yes. And Tanya, remember to give me. I think I got your address, Tanya, but give it to me anyway, just in case. I think I've got your address somewhere. But anyway, y'all take care, okay? And y'all have a wonderful night. All right, thank you, everyone. Bye.